What I'm about to say to you is gonna cause a light bulb moment for so many people. And I genuinely hope that you are one of them. I'm gonna spit some game today. This is gonna be one of the most important videos that I have published on my YouTube channel ever. And I'm gonna try and keep it as short as I possibly can because people's attention spans are fried, right? So I'm gonna make it short. You see, I could make a case that what all of us want in life is the same thing, and you'll probably disagree at first, but let me explain. What we all want is a great quality of life, a life where you have things on your own terms. And the specifics, the specificity of things are going to look different for each and every single one of us. But the principles are forever going to remain the same. What I mean is, health is preferable than illness, right? Now, your version of health might be to just be flexible and you might probably just have a yoga practice going on. But someone else's version of being healthy might look like lifting 5 times a week, 6 times a week, looking jacked like a bodybuilder. The versions, the specifics look different, but the principle is the same. You and I want health over illness. Same it is with your finances. You want financial abundance. You do not want financial distress. But the financial abundance could mean different things for different people. What I mean is, for them to feel like they're financially abundant, they probably need to be making like 10 million to $12 million a year. Someone else might be feeling financially abundant, making $3,000 a month. So that would be like $36,000 a year, right? Nothing wrong with that. All I'm saying is the specificity of things are going to be different for every single one of us. But the principles are the same. You and I want a great quality of life. Think about this. What if you were given an offer? Tomorrow you are going to be given $50 million liquid and you can do anything with the money, but you lose your eyesight. Would you make the deal? Probably not, right? Because it's not just money that you want. What good is it if you gain so much money but you lose your health? So that's not a worthwhile trade-off, right? Or say you are unfit right now and there's an ideal physique that you have in mind, and someone comes to you and gives you a magic pill and says, okay, take this, and instantly you'll have the ideal physique you want, but you cannot make a single penny over the next 3 years, which is essentially saying you're gonna go broke, right? Would you make that deal? Again, probably not, right? Because being successful in one area of life while letting the other areas in your life falter isn't success after all. For you and I to have a quality of life that is truly exceptional, that truly fulfills us, then we need to have what I like to call multi-dimensional success, which is just a fancy way of saying there are various domains in life and every single one of them need to be taken care of. That's it. Now, how do we go about doing this? And when I say all of us have the same endeavor, this is what I meant. You and I and every single person that we come across in life are dealing with the same things. All of us need to take care of our health. All of us need to make money. All of us need to manage our relationships. All of us need to grow smarter, wiser. All of us are dealing with the same things. And all of us want the same thing, which is a great quality of life. So, how do we go about? What steps do we take? That is where your intellect comes in. And this is the part where you have the light bulb moment. Hold on, I'm gonna spit some game. You're gonna understand and you're gonna realize, if you haven't already, how crooked the system has been designed, how crooked the system really is, how well it's been designed to hide the things that are actually in plain sight. I don't want to go down the Matrix rabbit hole, but honestly, it's true. The Matrix is real, and you and I have to escape it. This, I don't even want to bother explaining all this, because if you are someone who is trying to escape the Matrix, then you need no explanation. And if you are someone who doesn't understand what it means to escape the Matrix, then a YouTube video isn't enough for you to do it. So I'd rather not explain anything. But anyways, come back all the way. Come back all the way. You see, this is a tool for survival. The intellect, the brain, is a survival tool. Just like the snakes have their venomous fangs, and the dogs have their teeth, and the birds have their wings, humans have been given this, right? And there are other tools in our arsenal too. Like this thumb, how it grips when you put it in a fist. This is very special. I mean, other animals don't have this. If we didn't have the ability to like put our thumbs in like this, then we wouldn't be able to do most of the things that we are able to do. Like just holding a glass up. I mean, you need your thumb, right? So the human body has a plethora of tools. Let's put it that way, and your vocal cord is one of them, right? I mean, I can vibrate my vocal cords and I can produce sounds, and if I do them in a way which is coherent, then what I produce are words. And if you and I are speaking in the same language, in this case it's English, then you're gonna make sense of what I'm saying to you. म नेपालीमा पनि बोल्न सक्छु नि, म नेपाली हो. I can use my vocal cords to speak in another language. मैं हिंदी में भी बात कर सकता हूँ, है ना? So these are tools. You have to see them for what they are. I'm currently speaking in English so that I can convey the messages more effectively to a wider number of people, right? But the most important tool is the human brain. This is the reason why we have been able to rule over planet Earth for so many centuries now. Right? There's no animal that can dethrone humanity as the kings of planet Earth. Every advancement that we've had, industrial, in medicine, in the sciences, whatever it is been brought about by the intellect. We have been taught that the intellect is only to help us make a living, and that too in a not very nice way, huh? If you really look at it, what we've been taught is that intelligence means being able to score marks on an examination. It's being able to score good grades. It's being able to write your assignments, land a job, perform well at your job, hit your KPIs, whatever, right? But that's not what the function of the intellect just is. The intellect is literally the only tool that we have to recognize opportunity, to recognize the problems, to find the solutions to the problems, to jump at the opportunities, to do something with your life. It's all the intellect, right? And this endeavor of having multi-dimensional success in your life, forget about it if you're not gonna be relying on the intellect, if you're just gonna be going on autopilot. I've been trying to have this multi-dimensional success over the past many years, and I've been so intentional, and still it's not enough. So if someone is just floating through life, then having multi-dimensional success is honestly, it's far away for those people. And I don't say that with any arrogance. It's just the way things are. I have to say I'm seeing blue if I'm seeing blue. You know what I mean? Anyways, the intellect. Think about it like this. There's just one piece of insight that I want to leave you with. Everything I've been saying so far is to prime you for what's coming now. There was a course that I'd taken a couple of years ago. It was called the Life Book, and I'm not going to dive into the details. But in one specific lesson, John Butcher, the mentor I was learning from at that point in time, told me that the only measure of a person's intelligence is how intelligently he or she lives. I'll repeat that. The only true measure of a person's intelligence is how intelligently he or she lives. Let that sink in. Think about it for a while. It's not marks on an examination, it's not grades and then it's not grades on the test. It's not how well paying your job is or how many promotions you got. It's how intelligently you live. What's the point if you're scoring straight A's but you're obese? What if you got three promotions quickly in succession and you're making a fuck ton of money but your relationships are falling apart? Is that being intelligent? I don't think so. How about having a loving family? Extremely loving family. You're winning when it comes to your family life. You have a spouse, you have two or three kids who love you dearly, but you're broke. You have no money. Is that being intelligent? I don't think so. How about someone who knows who's like an encyclopedia basically? Knows about world history, knows about all these political ideologies, debates, philosophies, tells people, okay, communism is actually the way to go, blah 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 blah, and then epigenetics is this, epigenetics is that, and have you heard about quantum entanglement? Oh yes, 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 but then he is neither rich, he's neither fit, he can't attract the other gender. Is that being intelligent? I really do not think so. See, you're free to disagree with what I'm saying, but this one insight changed my life. And I know that a lot of people will have their lives changed once they internalize this insight. How intelligently you live is the only measure of your intelligence. And this intellect is great. You know what we can learn? We can learn anything. In this case, we are being generic, right? What we're trying to do is to learn the art of multidimensional success so we can have a great quality of life. That's the general theme, right? That's the general direction we are moving towards, having a great quality of life. And the only tool we have is to do this, is to rely on the intellect. So, can we learn the art of multidimensional success to have a great quality of life? Of course, we can. And the best way to go forward with this is to find someone who's already succeeding, who's already great at the art of having multidimensional success, who's already living intelligently, and to learn what they know and to do what they do. That's the simplest way to go about. You can learn how to be fit and healthy. You can learn how to be very intelligent. You can learn how to be great at your job. You can learn how to find your purpose. You can learn how to create a business around that purpose. You can learn how to tap into internet money. You can learn how to make a personal brand. You can learn how to talk to your audience directly. You can learn how to make good offers in the marketplace. You can learn how to figure out the distribution, the logistics. You can learn how to make a sale. You can learn how to make money ethically. You can learn how to cook. You can learn how to do whatever it is, whatever you want to do in your life, you can learn. That's the power of the intellect. And isn't that amazing? But the sad part is, most people are too busy writing assignments, writing tests, going to a job that they do not like, pleasing people that they don't even like. I mean, it's just so funny, but if you are someone who's serious about getting your shit together, as I am, see, I don't speak as someone with authority, someone who is at the top of my game. I'm not speaking to you as someone who's made it. I haven't made it, and I'm okay with that because I know the position I'm in. I'm in a very good position. I have intellectual property that I've been developing over many years. I have a few business models that I've like looked really deeply into, and I can implement them all in time. I'm sequencing my moves, and I'm just in a good position. But mind you, I haven't made it. I haven't made it. And you're free to disagree with me. You're free to not listen to me. But I'm sharing all this because I think this is important. This is what most people are missing, in my opinion. The understanding of what the intellect actually is. You know, you can draw wild conclusions from whatever I've said to you so far. You know, one of the conclusions could even be the reason why you do not have the life that you want is because you're not intelligent enough. Now, this is a double edged sword because if you're calling yourself not intelligent enough, then it might take a hit on your self esteem. But if you look at it closely, what this also means is if you can grow more intelligent, then you can have the life that you want. And that's the framework I propose to you. That's the framework I invite you to adopt into your life. Intellect, that's the only tool we have to do anything in life, honestly. So think about it. Do whatever you want with the information that I've provided you with. But I think it's worth thinking about deeply at least once. And okay, I'll cover one last thing before I put the camera down. I don't know what kind of past you've had, all right? I don't know what school you went to, what kind of student you were in school, whether or not you went to school or not, what kind of position you're in right now. But one thing is for sure, the education system that's currently in place is designed based on the Prussian model, which was basically engineered to produce workforce. They wanted to have people who worked like machines, who didn't have to think too much, who didn't have to create so much, who didn't have to make decisions on their own. The model was designed to create people who would eventually be good at taking orders. So basically, what I'm trying to say is the model is flawed, right? But we are tested on this model, the examinations, the tests. And honestly, I was a good student in school. I always was in like the top five, top three. I even topped my school once. So I always believed that I was intelligent. But for most people, they believe that they are not intelligent because they've never scored good marks. And this is such a trap. Now, I don't know what kind of position you are in or what kind of past you've had, what beliefs you have about your own intelligence. But trust me, there's something called neuroplasticity. There's something called neuroplasticity, which is basically a fancy way of saying your brain and the brain cells can grow forever throughout your life. So, whatever brain you currently have, you can sharpen it over and over and over till the time that you reach your deathbed. So, we all still have a fair shot at life. And to end this video, I'd say why not make use of your intellect? Why not take the time to sharpen it? Why not take the time to become as smart, as intelligent, as wise as you possibly can be? Not just for your own sake. Of course, you're gonna be making money eventually, you're gonna be fit, you're gonna be attractive to the other gender, whatever, whatever. Do it, do as you wish. But you can help the people in your area of influence. I think that's a very solid reason because most people tend to do things not for themselves but for other people. So if you grow more intelligent, then you can become more valuable, you can become more capable, and then eventually you can serve people. You don't have to serve strangers, but I believe that there will come a point where if you are serious about serving, you will want to serve as many people as you can, including strangers. But to start with, think about your family. You have to take care of them. You have to make money, pay the bills. If you are not intelligent, if you're not living intelligently, you're not going to be able to do that. So I think that's an important message right there. So, yes, whoever you are, ladies and gentlemen, you are a fellow traveler just like I am. Our time on planet Earth is limited, life is limited. Live fast, live immediately, and I shall see you in the next one, alright? More power to you. All the luck, all the power.